Hi guys, welcome back to this Saturday day of the quarantine kickstart. This is a very important topic because many of us think that things are going to start happening like magic as soon as we start eating more watermelon, or if you start, you know, eliminating from your diet the processed food, and that's not only the only ingredient for success. Obviously, we need to start thinking about our success, start speaking about our success. John is very good in terms of training your mindset. So let's see, let me mute everyone because otherwise it's going to be very, let me mute Roxanne. I don't know, Roxanne and John, can you mute yourselves?
I will try.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, everybody's mute now. All right. So yeah, this is a very important chapter in our quarantine kickstart because not many of us are trained in terms of how to create the life that we want. And believe me, I'm a perfect example. I just came to the realization that our minds are super powerful, maybe in my late 20s. And when I make that shift, things automatically started to improve in my life. And obviously, we're carrying a lot of trauma in our past. We're carrying a lot of BS. I'm sorry, but that's the truth that our parents inherited from their parents, and their parents and grandparents inherited from the specific situation of their lives. And I just want to make a disclaimer, this kind of approach to life, like manifestation, law of attraction, focus on the positive, wishful thinking, it's considered woo-woo by science. It's considered something that has no value or has not evidence that this is real. It's just like, okay, what is your religion? Well, I'm a Christian. So you believe in Jesus? Yes. You believe in God? Yes. Do you have proof of that? No, I have faith. Oh, well, faith is not, it's not enough for science, right? Because science needs something to be measurable. Like, okay, if I put water in a stove and I turn it on, it's gonna get heat and I'm gonna get boiling water. And if I put a thermometer, I can say, okay, it's 100 degrees Celsius boiling temperature, and that's measurable. And that way, if you put boiling water in China or in Honduras or in Russia, you're gonna get the same value, like 100 degrees Celsius is basically the boiling temperature for water, and that's measurable, that's probable, and everybody believes that if you turn the temperature at 100 degrees, it's gonna boil the water, right? Just like a very, very broad example of how many people, including like people like me who go to medical school and consider themselves intellectuals and prepared and educated, all of them, most of them, disregard this aspect of humanity, which is a spirituality that has nothing to do with religion, because you can inherit your religion as well. You can say, well, I was born Muslim, so therefore I venerate the Quran and Muhammad, and not picking on them, but it's just like, from a Christian perspective, they are wrong. And then from the Muslim perspective, we are wrong, right? I'm not a Christian, to be honest. I mean, I was raised Christian. I believe in the Christian values, but I do not name or label myself Christian anymore. But I believe in the universal principles, like do not steal, love your neighbor, respect, venerate creation, and all those things. But you know what is the problem of nowadays society is the veneration of intellectualism and an obsession with reductionism, which is observation, proofs, and then I believe it. If not, is woo-woo, is pseudoscience, and that's exactly how they consider the Rabigan movement to begin with. They say, no, it's not proven, fasting is not. But little by little, science is catching up with reality. Reality is just, it is, you cannot do anything about it. Reality is reality. Truth is truth. Truth doesn't need to be proven. However, man in their complex of grandiosity wants to, oh no, if it's not controlled by man, it's not possible to be truth. But little by little, science is catching up with all this proving that the woo-woo stuff and the pseudoscience actually has a scientific explanation, if that makes any sense. And I'm sorry for this long introduction, But I just have to put that disclaimer because, some of you probably are very intellectual, and some of you are going to say, how is it possible that for a doctor to speak about things that are not proven? Well, not because science hasn't proven it doesn't mean that it's not real, right? So you have many examples of initially indoctrinated scientists that became spiritual people, like spiritual guides. You have this guy, somebody else mentioned the other day, Bruce Lipton. He has a PhD in biology, so he's a doctor in biology. And he was a rat lab making experiments and trying to discover, how cells live and the environment, how environment influences cells. And he observed that if you change the environment of the cells, like if you have a culture of cells, right? Let's say somebody has a cancer, they take a sample of that cancer and they study the cells of cancer in an artificial environment. So they can control the environment, study the cancer to work on cures for cancer. So he was doing that. And he observed that when the cells are changed to another environment, the cells stop multiplying. And that's cancer. Cancer is like an uncontrolled proliferation of cells. So when you move the environment, it's just like the fish, right? And the fish pond. If you change the water, obviously the fish is going to thrive in clean water. So it's the same that Bruce Lipton observed. If you change the environment of the cells which had a genetic code for cancer, they realize, oh, my environment is very friendly. My environment is actually inciting me to be a better cell. I don't want to be a cancerogenous cell, a cancer cell. I want to be a good, well-behaved cell because of the environment. So Bruce Lipton is a perfect example of a scientist who changed his point of view to think that, oh, you know what? If the environment determines how we behave, that means that as humans, a collection of cells, because if we are gonna be reductionists, we are a collection of cells. Cells that produce skin, cells that produce blood, cells that produce muscle, cells that produce hair, cells that produce, everything else. If we want to compartmentalize and make our human existence a reductionist, we can think of, okay, well, yeah, we're a bunch of cells. Let's change our environment so we thrive on it. Or if we keep doing the same things that we are doing, keep surrounding ourselves with the people that we used to hang out, the people who induce us to differentiate towards a malignant cancer cell, which is like, yeah, let's go and keep eating it at McDonald's every weekend. Or instead of celebrating something, why don't we go for a meditation group rather than stuff ourselves? There is always this way of celebrating events by stuffing ourselves. That's what it is. Parties, stuffing ourselves. Celebration, stuffing ourselves. Rather than, okay, let's analyze, what did you see in your meditations from last day? What can you conclude from the current events? Or let's go for a walk. Let's celebrate. It's just like very cultural. It's very difficult to go against the current because we are constantly bombarded by it. As a medical doctor, I go to the hospital it's a test for me. It's a test of my tolerance. It's a test of my love and altruism for the people who are still sleeping, and to be tolerant and to be compassionate. Because one of the things that we need to realize is that we are super powerful for having this knowledge, having the knowledge of natural healing, having the knowledge of looking at the whole world from a holistic perspective. Once we have this knowledge and we realize that everybody else is hypnotized and sleeping in the system and happy within the system, not realizing that their own system, that system is killing us. Let's just look at them with compassion. Like people who don't want us to change. Like, for example, if I was living in my house, my dad is a high critic of my lifestyle. He saw me growing up. He changed my diapers. He put me into school. He drove me to school. He knows me, and obviously he doesn't believe me because I'm younger. I'm his daughter. I'm a woman, believe it or not. He's a baby boomer, so probably he still has this patriarchal mentality, which is not bad, by the way, but if it's in an abusive setting, of course it is, a toxic masculinity. So having seen me, I suffer from overweight and bad skin and low self-esteem, all these years of my adolescence. And even though as a medical doctor, seeing my transformation, seeing my personal development, he doesn't believe in this lifestyle. So it's a daily battle if I was living in my household, if I wasn't an independent woman. But thankfully, I visualize myself escaping from that. I visualize myself having my own life. And by the way, this I'm not traumatized for my old, or probably subconsciously I'm still attached to the restrictions. But all of us have traumas. All of us have grown in toxic environments, and we need to reprogram ourselves. Sorry for the long introduction, but I just want you to make you think why you are where you are right now, right? You have allowed yourself to be manipulated, even though you don't realize it, by your culture, by your family members, and most importantly, our family members, everybody around us. You want to believe that they love us, but it's not only them, but it's the whole society. And if we turn on the TV, that's another mechanism of control. That's another tool for control. So the first step to develop healthy habits and successful mindset is turn off the TV, because as soon as you turn off the TV, you're not paying attention to the celebrities that use a lot of plastic surgery and who knows what substances to enhance their beauty. It's not real, okay? Unless you trust that celebrity, okay. But most of them are paid to look that way. Most of them are paid to follow certain interests. Whatever is trendy, okay, you have your celebrity telling you what to do. You believe them because they're charismatic. And the same thing, you compare yourself with people that you watch on TV. They don't look like that every time, I don't look like this on a Monday. I, take better care of myself to be more presentable at work. Today's Saturday, I'm relaxed. I want to be real with you, just to tell you that you should rely on your own wisdom and be more analytical, and don't let yourself be misled by what society tells you that is great. And all of us have believed all these lies that we are not great enough, we're not good enough, we are not matching the expectations. And because we do not match the expectations, that's how we feel. We numb ourselves, and that's the reality that we have created just to cope with it. Overeating, all the vices, all the things that we do to abuse our bodies. Even though it's a coping mechanism, we do it and we damage ourselves. So let's see what you say in the chat. Good morning. Genetics loads the gun, environment pulls the trigger. Exactly, Joan. You were a nurse, okay, or you're a nurse, excellent. It's a broken system. Everybody notices that. It's a broken system. Okay. Perfect. So I have a little presentation here, which is not too big, but it's just a guide. So, okay, let me put myself as a host. What is John?
Need help?
Can you, yeah, because I want to project something. Oh, reclaim host. Okay, I did it.
Oh, good. Oh,
No
good.
worries. Yeah, so I think I can, from now on, you can just interrupt me and say, hey, please admit someone or something like that. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So, 1 second. Okay. All right, so let's start this presentation with the successful habits for success. All the habits and mindset that you need to reprogram yourself with. You need to reprogram yourself. How old are you? I mean, it's just a general question that you don't have to ask, but just question yourself. How old are you? Okay. Now, take your age and subtract the number of years that you being aware that you need to change, right? That you need to make a change. Like inside of you, something is yelling at you, like desperately, like I need to change, I need to change. Probably you're aware of things are not quite right for maybe 5 years in your life. In my case, probably within the last 10 years, I realized that I had the power to transform my life, and it's a work in progress, right? It's not something that you attain overnight. So as soon as you are aware, right, of that you need to change, subtract those years of your awareness to your total age, and you will see how much work we need to do, right? All the years since we were in our mother's womb, all those years are years of indoctrination. What she experienced in her childhood, her genes, our dad's genes, all of those things affect us. There is a Nature article that says that we carry in our epigenetics the traumas of our ancestors. So if you are coming from a Holocaust survivor community, you're probably carrying a lot of trauma, and you have all this victim subconscious way of living or looking at things. You are scared, you have paranoia, and not to disrespect these people. I mean, it's just like being compassionate the way they feel. But we just need to do a lot of work. That's what I want to tell you. And if you're here in this program, you're taking a great step, because even though you're investing your time, you decided to leave everything just to be here. And I really applaud that. And I really commend that effort, So perfect. We are in the right path from now on. And what do we need to do to work and deprogram, erase, rewind, and move forward with the right mindset for whatever you want to achieve? Some of you want to lose weight. Some of you want to look better. Some of you want to heal some chronic conditions that are nagging on you. Some of you want to improve your appearance overall. Some of you just want to be healthier. Whatever is the reason, you always have to go back to your why. Like, okay, yeah, I want to be healthy, but why? Well, I have children, so I want to be with them many, many years. Okay, that's your why. Well, I want to lose weight. Why? Because I always had this trauma growing up that I was overweight. Why? Because I was never liked by my crush in high school. So go back and ask your questions. Why you want to change? And then you will realize that at the end of the day, it's not satisfying people's expectations, but it's just meeting the best version of yourself. Remember, we're going to die. Nobody's going to come with us. So it's better that you marry the best version of yourself, because that's the marriage that you should worry most about. Yeah, let's see what they say. Earl Nightingale, success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Yeah, exactly. So let's move to the next slide. Again, so we started saying that you created this. Whatever your life looks like, I'm sorry, it's the harsh truth. So many of us don't have a lot of control of the government or the communities that we live in, the religion that we were indoctrinated in, the family members that we have around. And it's not to bash them, it's not to make them the culprits or believe that we are victims. No, we have allowed that to happen to us. When we believe that life happens to us, that's the problem, right? We put ourselves in this victim, very comfortable zone, right? It's the comfort zone. I'm a victim, things happen to me, so I cannot do anything about it. So now you just have to acknowledge this harsh truth. It's a very difficult pill to swallow, but you have created this, okay? Look around. Do you like your life around? It's not like a depressive talk. It's just like, if we go to our dark side, right, the moments of darkness, and if we realize, okay, I need to change, look around. This is the life that I wanted for me, like for the rest of my life? No, right? So being aware of your reality, that's the first step. And it's very painful sometimes to acknowledge that. But the great news is that you can change this, right? You can change this. And you are changing it just by being here present and listening to all these webinars. You can change it. You can, as John is saying, you can work on your shadows. But how do you change, right? This is a great man, very motivational speaker from many decades ago, Jim Rohn. There are so many others, but this is a very simple phrase, right? For things to change, you have to change. And it's not only, okay, physical work, because if you do it from a place of resistance, like, oh my God, I have to do this. Now I have to do this to lose weight. Oh, I have to go to the groceries. What a pain. The watermelons are so heavy. What a pain. I have to buy more food because raw vegan food has a lot of volume, so I need to buy a lot. Oh, now I need to think more about planning because society conspires against my lifestyle, because society has made us modern slaves that are comfortable and never want to change. So what a pain going against the current. But if we approach things from that perspective, let me tell you that that's the wrong way of looking at things, because resistance creates more resistance. So you just have to accept that this is the way life is working. This is the way society works, and just feel grateful that you have realized this. You came to the realization of natural healing. You came to the realization of the natural diet for humans. You came to the realization that you have responsibility, that you are no longer a victim, and that there is no excuse for you not to improve, right? So how can you approach this very simple and very wise quote from Jim Rohn? You have to change for things to change around you. Not with I have to or I must to. That's a recipe for failure. You have to approach this with love, with flow, with zero resistance, and with fully embracement of the reality, and say, okay, I'm gonna change. But when you are saying, yes, I'm gonna change, and I'm gonna do all the possible things for me to change, because I love myself, and even though it takes me baby steps, even if I need to crawl before, it doesn't matter, because I'm moving in the direction of the life that I want to experience. I want to lose weight. Yes, I'm taking the first steps. Yes, Saturday morning, I have a lot of things to do, but it's great because I'm doing the right thing. Even though it looks uncomfortable, yeah, that's great. It's a great sign that you are moving forward. You're not going to find like, oh yeah, the perfect flow, a path of roses. No, yeah, probably it's a path of roses. If you look at the roses, there are a little bit of thorns here and there, and it's normal. You're going to find resistance starting with yourself. Like, oh yeah, now this is my new reality. Oh yeah, now maybe it takes me a little bit more effort of doing things, need to readjust. But once you approach this, your focus is different to this little sentence. Yeah, I have to change, but it's not I have to, it's like I want to change, and I can see myself changing. I can feel that I'm changing. And that approach, that feeling, right? The feeling of change, like I know I'm changing, Oh yeah, this is a new me. And I'm excited because this little resistance that I'm facing is basically a sign that yes, I'm moving in the right direction. Right? It shouldn't feel like a burden. It shouldn't feel like, oh my God, I need to, I have to, I must to. That's not the right approach. Yeah, exactly, John. It's life changing, right? It's a realization that comes to your life. And once you realize that, you take your blindfolds and you're like, wow, life it's much prettier than what I was indoctrinated. So morning routine, right? Everybody loves morning routines. I didn't at the beginning. I was like, okay, as a doctor, I wake up early every time. So why do I have to wake up early during Sundays and Saturdays? Well, in my case, I need to stay in shape. Sometimes I don't have enough time, especially when I was a resident. When I was a trainee and an intern, I didn't have much time for a morning routine of exercise. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to my fridge, like all these videos that you watch on YouTube. Oh, my morning routine, and you have the beautiful girl, all makeup, and waking up. I go to my kitchen for warm water and lemon juice. They pet the cat, and then like everything looks beautiful. That's that's a video, okay? It's an edited video. Morning routine sometimes can be like draining, can be like, okay, yesterday wasn't even great, but I have to develop the habit of first thing in the morning moving. If there is something certain about life, is that is a constant state of change, and a constant state of change implies movement, implies energy, implies exchange of energies. Like if I'm sleeping, the alarm goes off, I turn it off, rather than, oh my God, I'm not well rested. It's just like, I'm happy and start breathing. Have you heard of Jim Wolf or Tim Wolf? I forgot the name. Well, he's from Sweden, I think. Um, he has this cold shower methods. Let me know Jeff Wolf. No, no. It's a different name, but it's something like Wolf. That's the last name. Wim Hof. Yeah, that's the name. He is a master of breathing, and other yoginis and Easter philosophies, practices, Tai Chi, like all these energetic philosophies, right? Like everything is starts with breathing. It's true. It's true. It's just like, there's a lot of controversy about wearing masks for the coronavirus. Um, Breathing and the right amount of oxygen in your brain and in your blood is essential. So you wake up. What is going to be your morning routine? Start breathing, right? Start smiling, start being grateful. That's what I do. Like I wake up even if I don't want to. Like today I had to wake up at 7 because I had an appointment with my personal trainer here. He has equipment in his house. So I go to his garage because the gyms are not open yet here, but I want to train with weights. So I have to exercise early in the morning because I have a busy day ahead of me. So I'm grateful. I turn off the alarm. I'm not well rested, but I'm alive. I'm not running out of time. This meeting will end in 10 minutes. Upgrade. That's so funny. So Zoom wants me to upgrade. Well, I'll do it. Let me just. Hi there. I'm so sorry. We got some technical problems as some of you experienced when we were doing the meeting via Zoom. But I just want to make us a quick summary of some of the things that we talk about during the live session. So one of the things that I do when I wake up, obviously the alarm goes off. I turn it off. I push the stop button, and then I start breathing. Really, like some of the reasons why we get asleep sometimes is because we start breathing less deeply, because we just are in this survival mode where the breathing is just the minimum necessary to keep us alive. It's automatic, so we don't think about it. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, take deep breaths and start smiling and start feeling this sense of being grateful for being alive, regardless of how you feel. Just start thinking that way. Turn the alarm off and start smiling, breathing, and thinking and feeling good feelings. I mean, it sounds very easy, but it's not easy to do, and it's not easy to remember because we are so conditioned to wake up like in a bad mood, or oh, I have to do this, I have to run, I have to rush, it's late. No, the first thing that you have to start doing is breathing, smiling, feeling good. And if you don't feel good, put your hand in your heart. Really, it really works. And start kind of um, hypnotizing yourself, because again, you are very impersonable in those wavelengths that you are in, that transitioning period between being asleep and awakening. Your brain waves are more impersonable. So put your hand in your chest and try to feel and try to program yourself for success. Like, this is a great day. I'm grateful. Even though I'm a little bit tired, just acknowledge how you feel. Okay, I feel like sleepy. Just start yelling a little bit. Obviously, be a little bit discreet so people don't think you're crazy, or your partner, just let them know, you know what, I'm trying a new habit. If I start sleeping or reciting some incantations, that's fine. I'm not going crazy. This is useful. Don't be ashamed, and start repeating yourself. I'm grateful. Even though I'm a little bit tired, I have the capacity and the power to feel better today. I'm so grateful because today it's raining. That means that we're going to have greenery. I'm grateful because today is sunny. That means that it's going to be a very bright and warm day. I'm grateful that it's snowing because that means that I am alive to experience the four seasons of the year. Whatever the situation is, just start looking at things with a different perspective. And that's going to put you in the mood of doing the next thing, which, I mean, personally, I run to the restroom because, modesty aside, or I don't want to be like very descriptive, but as a raw vegan, I have very, very effective digestion and elimination processes. So I go for quickly to the restroom for number one and number two, and I feel so light after waking up just because I started my day thinking, positively. And now I empty, I go back to the bed and I cross my legs, I sit up, and I start either meditating if I have time, or I read part of the journals where I wrote like positive affirmations or some words that help me transition into greatness, because we always can be better than yesterday. So I just try to reprogram my mind, and again, I either recite some incantations, affirmations, whatever comes to my mind that is empowering. I can either write them down and read them again for more like confirmation, or I can just meditate and look for nothing, just silence, and that's gonna basically reset whatever is bothering us in our minds. I usually don't meditate that much because in the morning, because that's when I'm so fresh that I don't have anything in my mind that is bothering me. Meditation is either to get in the flow zone, or to reset your constant discharge of current in your brain, because the brain is electrical. So with a lot of worries and thoughts, um, we are basically hijacking ourselves because we're not able to focus. And when we are tense or worried or with multiple thoughts and to-do lists in our brains, we are definitely gonna cope with something and it's gonna hijack us. So meditating for me is important at night because I kind of reset and I prepare myself to sleep. But some people like to meditate in the morning, so just feel free to choose whatever technique you like. Start your day with positive affirmations, positive writing, positive feelings, positive images. You can have a visual board next to you and look at it and say, yes, I'm going to achieve that goal. Imagine how would you feel when you are in that situation. And do not long for it like you don't have it. Just feel it as if you have it right now, and smile and be happy because it's a reality. Okay? And that's gonna put you in a great mood to start your day. If you exercise in the morning, as I do, go for a run. Sometimes it's good to just listen to your breathing, listen to the birds, smelling the fresh air, and thinking positively. Sometimes, if you get caught up in not so welcoming thoughts, because sometimes, I don't know why, but I think the Wi-Fi has a lot to do. If you turn off the Wi-Fi the night before, you're gonna rest very, very well. So when I forgot to turn off the Wi-Fi and I don't start like thinking positively, I put a playlist. I've created playlists on my Spotify, whatever, music uh, app that you have. Just put a playlist that turns you on, literally, something that turns you on to motivate you. And that way you can help yourself to shift your mindset. Whatever helps, all these strategies. There are so many courses online, videos online, how to manifest, how to do a visual board, positive affirmations, guided meditations for success, whatever helps you. What I've discovered is that I need my own experience, my own thoughts, my own words, because that way I believe in what I'm talking about. So it's basically adopting the habits that are more pleasant to you, so they become habits and they become second nature to you. Don't force it. Pick the one that works for you and do it consistently, and you will start seeing the transformation. Um, so those are, great ways to start manifesting what you want. Pictures, reminders, quotes, print positive quotes or inspiring words, and put them in a place that you see them constantly. You can do a desktop wallpaper. You can do in your mirror. You can put your favorite phrase. You can put a picture that motivates you. You can put it in your phone as a screen saver. You can whatever reminders. We need reminders. You can write in sticky notes positive thoughts. Put them in your pocket. If you feel something, every time you put your hand in your pocket, you unfold that sticky note and read it, right? Alarm clocks with reminders, and middle of the day, you're at work, whatever the situation is. Reminder, you know, the environment, the external, has nothing to do with the way I feel inside. Just put yourself reminders. So many things that we can do in order to start transforming our lives. I'm just sharing with you what has worked for me, and I hope this helps you to start your transformational journey and puts you in the direction of your dreams. And I'm sure you're gonna achieve whatever you're determined to do. So I am determined to grow, online. I'm determined to grow as a holistic medical doctor, um, to transform people's lives. That's nothing more rewarding than seeing people transforming their lives. And if I can have like a little bit of inference, right? A little bit of participation in that, that will be so fulfilling. So I hope to see you tomorrow in the meditation, a spiritual healing session that John and I are going to have. And I'm so sorry for today's glitches. And, we're not perfect. Again, I'm not, uh, in the moment I was like, oh my God, the worries, oh, I'm going to feel judged. But no, no, it's a learning curve. And I'm grateful because whatever happened, we were able to manage to finish this webinar. Right now, I wasn't able to record the second session. I don't know the reason, but now, I know that I have to have a premium account on Zoom so I cannot be interrupted again. So it's not going to happen again. Tomorrow, John is going to be the host of the webinar, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And so you can join us tomorrow and we can start transforming our lives. All the restaurants are opening now, not the gym, unfortunately, in my city, but I hope soon, everything starts reopening. And now with a new mindset and with a new set of values and with a new focus, we can create the life of our dreams. And being healthy is your birthright, okay? Being healthy is your birthright. Remember that. Love you all and talk to you soon. Bye bye now.